Hello everyone, back for a video. I've not been around for a little while, but I've been asked and given access to EasyStore for Page Builder Pro 5, JoomShaper's new e-commerce solution, which on a brief scan through myself looks to solve a lot of the problems that I've had with e-commerce software in the past, partly because it genuinely looks better, and also it simplifies some of the management in terms of bits and bobs that I've used. So I haven't dived in much. I'm going to do this as an almost empty walkthrough for me, looking through it a little bit with yourselves and just to get a hang on and kind of how all this works. So any questions you guys have got, I can't promise to answer them, but I'll do my best. Otherwise, you might want to drop onto the JoomShaper Facebook page and ask your questions in there, or the forum if you've got access to this yourself. So basically, EasyStore is an add-on to Page Builder Pro 5, and it is a complete e-commerce solution. So once you've installed it, you've got the normal Page Builder menu here. We've also got an EasyStore setup on the components as well. So I guess like any website shop, we've got products, categories, tags, orders, customers and general settings in there. It will walk you through configuring your store, so your store name, address. This bit I like quite a lot actually. So we've always got to add the store address, basically everything I've ever used before. However, we can filter the countries we ship to on specific, or this one, which is countries except for. Now that is a very, very nice way of not having to select every single country and miss out a couple, which I have done quite a few times before. So that's quite a nice little option to do. Currency, again, your default currency, all in there. How do you want it? Where do you want the currency symbol to show up? That type of stuff is all in there as well. We can set up our tax settings. So I think it says enable taxes from the general options. So I've got to... not too sure. I'm not going to go through the entire thing. What's very nice for me is we can design what any shop page on your website looks like by default. So whereas with the likes of, I don't really want to name too many names, but we've got the likes of JoomShaper, that type of thing, where you had no control within the shop extension itself on the styling of it. If you didn't know CSS and coding, it was almost impossible to make it look beyond the native way, which was often quite basic. Whereas with Page Builder now, which I will go back to in a second or two, we can define which Page Builder page is our shop landing page. When a category landing that you set up will land, and it will look like the one you've got here. Again, we can set standards of weight and dimension. Very, very nice to see reviews built in. So often you've got to add this as an extension or a plugin to an existing shop. This gives you it by default, which is great to allow. What I'm not sure of is whether this contains the structured data, for example, for search engines to pick up these reviews. Little questions like that I've got kind of hanging around in terms of does it do this yet? I suspect from what they've said on their Facebook page, this is all planned, as in they will do this even though it's not there now. I've asked already about things like Google shop feeds for e-commerce, where you link your products to Google paid ads, that type of stuff, Google Shopping. Shipping, so this is where we've got to go and set regions. So learn more plus new region. Shipping seems to be very comprehensive for this one. If I look at the information on here, this is on their documentation. We've got all sorts of shipping groups, regions, methods, ship by weight, free shipping, rate by weight. Wow, estimated delivery time. So there's quite a lot of variables you can actually add information to that I've not seen in other platforms. So for JoomShaper, if you wanted to add a delivery time, you'd have had to put it in the shipping option name, which I don't know, this obviously will just display it. I'm hoping a little bit neater than that one. Again, free shipping over a certain amount, which is, you know, built into that flat rate, which is quite an interesting way of doing it. Obviously got free shipping as well. Rate by weight. So if you've given your products a weight rating, obviously you can set the shipping based upon the weight of all the products at the basket. Local pickup as well. So there's lots of little bits and bobs in there, like we can add data to that, just kind of feel like they weren't there before. I mean, the amount of effort these guys have put into getting to this is the first version, literally 1.00, is quite nice to see. Payments are by default. I believe it supports Stripe and PayPal, I think, out of the box at the moment. So yeah, Stripe, PayPal, as far as I'm aware, they've not mentioned it since the release, but when they first announced EasyStore, they said that they were going to allow people to develop their own extensions or plugins for it, for different payment gateways, that type of thing. Stripe and PayPal to me are two of the most common, but you do get certainly some of the bigger clients I've got WorldPay, that type of thing, ClearPay, pay by installments, that type of stuff, which is good to see. That hopefully that will be an option to do once they get this a bit more in the wild. So yeah, there we go, our payment method. So if I give you a bit of a dive into what's there by default. So if I looked at the demo for EasyStore, one of the things I saw, there was the little basket icon at the top, and this counted up the products you'd added to your basket, and basically that's a module. So if I go to site modules in content, this is, and have a look at, we've got a cart module icon, and it's as simple as, there's nothing to configure other than turn off the title, set it as position menu. I'm using Helix Ultimate 2, so for me menu will put it at the right hand side of the menu all the time. Published it, that's that. It's done, it's on every page, it's at the top of the screen, that's always useful. I asked them about the login, I had a little icon at the top for login, that was literally a menu item with an icon assigned to it inside Helix menu settings. Disable the text for the menu, and then you've got your login to a login link, away you go. That's the two bits I spotted. So that obviously means if I click that cart icon, this is very nice actually. Again, in terms of design and aesthetic, out of the box, it looks really neat and tidy and very, very professional. You know, normally if you've got a cart icon for J2 Store, it loads a cart page. This has an intermediate route. You can make a menu link to checkout, so I'll have a look at menu links at some point through. Obviously if there's items in there, you can go straight to checkout, or if otherwise, continue shopping, back to the page you're on. So that's a very nice little, I've seen that a lot on more, you know, certainly high-end website shops that have got, you know, massive traffic to them. That's, you know, even that looks nice just as an empty cart with a little icon of the shopping basket at the top. You know, that type of thing I do like a lot. And actually, if this means if I click off, it closes it down. I think that's attention to detail, I guess. There's a lot of it in there for me. So what can we do? So if I go to EasyStore now, sorry, Telefib, Page Builder Pro. I've now got an EasyStore option in Page Builder Pro, and I can start creating my page. So this is the storefront. So if we look at the demo for EasyStore, this one, if I go to shop, basically this is the storefront page. So this has been built in Page Builder in essence to give this layer. So any shop page, category page you create on your website will look like how you create this layout here. And again, so far as I'm aware, this is standard styling. So you don't have to do anything to it. It will look like this when you build it. Now, anybody that's come from J2 Store and others, I keep saying that's the one I've got the most experience with. Can't deny, out of the box, it looks pretty basic. You don't get any of these hover features. the layout and the filters can be a bit weird. You've got to style them all yourself. All of these filters and stuff, there's no design to them. There's no styling to them at all. They're just literally there. The sort box was always a bit random until you got some work done on it. That's the little user icon I mean when it just goes to the login page. So basically, we can add a section for now to that one. So if I look at this shop, I've got filter by, products, and sort by. So if I look at the elements that I've got here, I've got EasyStore. So the EasyStore, this is the bit I need to double check on in my own mind what the differences are. So this is a single product. So in EasyStore single are single product specific parts. EasyStore list and these parts are general EasyStore elements. I think that's the only two that I've got. So I'm presuming, for example, I could do that as that one, and I presume I can do, so they've got the search on the left and then filter. Now I presume if I edit the filter I can choose, right, okay, what is it? So this is a price range one. List item. So already you can see you can style these. I presume the symbol must be that symbol, is it? Must be separator. So you can drop into this and add the colours, the styling, how it looks, borders, you know, as if it's a standard page builder element. I presume you can start to, there must be a way to, where is it? Style, trying to decide what, right, filter title, okay, there we go. So they've got filter by price, so I can select a price range. So I would give it, right, I'm getting the hang of this in my head now. So price range is in there, show title. I can add another one. So this is where we start to build up these filters on the left hand side. So I can say, right, this one is going to be availability, show title. So show count is this bit, how many is in stock, out of stock, apply. So I can go down there and add basically all of these. Any of these options, availability, tags, variants, categories, price range, sorting. So I presume then that's sort by. I'm going to do that again, so that I'm going to take that one out of there. I'm going to save that one. I'm going to do another filter. Basically, I'm going to try and build, in essence, this. Not quite. I think that must be almost a column of headings, is it? And then the middle columns. I think that possibly is a row of 3, and then underneath it they've got the products. So I go that way. I'm trying to replicate what they've got there basically, just to see if it looks like that. Filter. So I'm going to make that filter. Sorting. Sort by, apply. Save it again. So now if I make that one, columns 3 plus 9. No, it's not 3. How have they done that then? I don't know. They've obviously laid that out somewhere. So I presume then if I do that as that way, for example, I can now do product list, and I can edit this. I've looked at this before, edit. So this is going to be, this is what I wasn't, how do I do a category then? Right, is that, get rid of it, delete, remove. category, is it? Where's it gone? Ah, no, that's not, is it? That's the product. So it must be the product list then. All categories. Alright, so again, I'm presuming that what this will do is it will show all the products latest order. Doesn't appear to be. I think the filter must apply on there then. So I don't have to do anything with that, as far as I know. I think does it just do that by default? Do I have to build the product list style? Ah, right. So basically when I'm editing the product list itself and I set the columns, so if I set that's because I've set the grid column for a laptop or desktop to be 3, this is going to make every single one the same. So I've got thumbnail and then I've got category, right? So now it's making sense to me. Then I've got product title, and it also splits that across the full. So these are all going to be the same layout. I've then got the price. I guess I could do add to cart, but I've also got add to wish list. I've not seen that one, so I'm going to put that at the top. Put it there, see what it does. I think for their page, that's pretty much it. Obviously, they've added all the filters for colour, that type of stuff as well. So I'm going to save this now and just see what happens. I'm going to do save and close. So obviously, I can't, that's that one. If I go to close, back to admin, I'm going to try, now I've not got any products in there yet, but I presume if I go to menus, main menu and do new, I could do one called, I presume, shop, and it will be EasyStore, products, and then any category. So if you had a big shop, obviously you've categorized it, you could have menu items based upon all the different categories. Got the standard stuff in there. As you notice there, actually for EasyStore we've got cart, customer profile, which is I presume we need to log in to see, list your orders. Again, I suspect based upon the way they've styled the rest of it that will look very nice, but I'll have to have a come back perhaps once I've started to play with this more and actually done it. So save and close that. I'm presuming then on home, I've got my shop. Okay, it doesn't, I presume if because they've styled that, I haven't applied any styling to mine, but it looks like it's got the same, in terms of the features, it's got the same. It doesn't look, they've just styled it basically. So by the looks of it, they've added that to the side, but I mean it's the same stuff, same price range. The price range will, I presume, be automatic from the product on that page, or that I've actually set up in it, because obviously they've got $30, must be a $30 product. So obviously because I've not applied any styling there, it hasn't applied any, but they've obviously set the background of that column to be grey. They've made the boxes bigger, the padding bigger. That's probably for a quarter column rather than a third. But already, you know, it looks fine. There's no weird layouts and all squished up and stuff that I've seen from other platforms sometimes. So in terms of a product then, if I do, I presume I've got to go to Page Builder Pro, EasyStore single. So now the single is where you would set up what an individual product looks like. So that one being that one there, I presume if I do add new section, I don't know if they've done that yet. I'll do that way around what they've done. I feel as if this, it might be, let's have a look. So what we've got elements in there. So this time we're going to look at EasyStore single. So I presume gallery. So let's have a think what they've done. I'm going to do columns and I'm going to go for 2 plus 6 plus 4, roughly. It might even be less than that. It might even be, what do you reckon that is? Is that 2 plus 5 plus 5 perhaps, do you think? Try that again. It doesn't have to be exact, does it? I'm just playing around with it for now. 2 plus 5 plus 5. Remember, they've got to add up to 12. So I've got my gallery. I can put my thumbnail there. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is all dynamic. So when you create a product and add images to it, they will go to the gallery section. They'll be in the thumbnail. Will then be automatically show the thumbnail, which again, like anything else, we can add borders, styles, padding, background, animation to it. You know, all sorts of stuff that you would not normally get direct control of. And again, you've got all the mobile responsive configurations as well. So stock, reviews, title, price. So I presume we can do stock. Where's the stock one then? Availability, reviews, so ratings, availability, ratings, title, price. So what we're doing at the moment is laying out how a product, an individual product, will actually look. So, and then we can obviously again style everything to do with this. We can choose the font, the color, stuff that we just would not normally be able to do without CSS in other, and sometimes more than that, depending on the platform you're using. Price, quantity. Variance, so that must be variance. How does that work out? So we can style, if it's a color variant, what does that look like? If it's a list variant, which I presume by list it must mean, don't know, that one? Is that a list? That's a color. Again, even just having the colors that you can choose is impressive. I'm intrigued to know whether or not you can add an image to a color for an option. Add to wish list, share. Again, this is the delivery information that I presume it must pull through from other data. Variants. So we want an add to cart button, I presume. Add to cart. The benefit of this being, if you want multiple add to cart positions on your page, if it's a big page, you can add another one. Other platforms, there's no way on earth you can do that without custom coding work that I've noticed. Wish list, you know, so you've got a lot, and again, I presume I can add you can't nest rows and columns unless I'm, although we've also, thing to remember here is we've got access to every single other page builder element. So if you want to start adding, I don't know, anything else you want to put on there, Joomla modules, I don't know why you do that so much, but to your heart's content, I suppose, on this page, because obviously whatever you put in there will apply to them all. Now I'm led to believe, we'll try this in a little bit in a minute, you can add custom content to each product. If you've got a product that needs a lot more comprehensive information on there and layout, I believe you can do that, but let's just see what else we might want in there. Description. So description for this one is actually beneath it. So I presume if I do add section, Description, specification. So how does it do that then? Quantity. I need that. I've got quantity. What else have they got in there? How do they do that in the tabs then? Unless that's just a standard thing, it does it in there. If you add it to the product, it puts it in. Must do. I suspect that, again, I might be wrong, but this might well just be standard features of this one, that it's already there. Review form. Okay, interestingly. So all of these, again, we can set style, borders, miscellaneous. You know, so there's quite a lot you can do with this, to be fair. So for now, I'm going to save that. I think I've pretty much got enough on there. I'm going to save that and close it down. So it might be that in terms of EasyStore Page Builder, I think they might find that beneficial to have the EasyStore, all of the options for EasyStore there, rather than me having to go back to admin and then back to components and back to EasyStore and back to products and categories. Just a thought. So I'm going to do a new category and I'm just going to call it example category 1. Category image. Okay, that's quite interesting. So I wonder if that will populate a category grid somewhere or other. We got one in there anyway. But I haven't. Oh, I'm going to pick one. Let's just pick that one. There we go. Alias description. Wonder where this all shows up at then. And I wonder if we enable Page Builder into articles, do we get Page Builder features in there? I suspect we probably don't. Save and close. There we go. Anyway, I've got a category 1. Products. New product. So let's have a look at how we do this one. Product 1. Description of product. Price. So I've not set anything up yet. That's why it's in dollars. Is it on sale? Alright, okay. So if it's on sale, we can set the percentage or amount. I'm not going to do that for now. Inventory. Interesting that this is by product. In stock, out of stock, keep selling. So we can set the SKU. What if we need to set the SKU? Sometimes in previous ones I've seen it matches the SKU as the alias by default. I'm going to make it 2 kilogram 1. So, right, okay, images. So this, let's just see how this behaves. So I'm just going to go, what have I got on my desktop? I'm going to use some of my own images on there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's, so I'm guessing that I can drag and drop these in order and make the primary image the one and the big one. I'm guessing. Right, product options. So is it a list? Let's go for color. Variation values, red. Wow. As soon as I start typing, I get them all. Blue. Apply. Edit. Oh, it's not a list, is it? This is a list, this one. So small, medium, large. Apply. We do color, and we get color, red, and I like that it does that, and literally gives you that empty box to tab to. That's, how do I set? Oh, see, there we go. Look, click on that circle. I click the red, blue, green. I've got to say, I would be interested to know if we can add an image to a variation. So if it was a kind of a client I've had before where they had chest of drawers, and it could have 1 drawer, 2 drawers, 3 drawers, and there was an image that went with, oh, we can add the order as well. That's quite neat. You could add an image, so you could associate an image with an option, and that was very, very nice, that one. So that I'm thinking would be extremely useful in terms of use cases I've had. Manage variants, so well, that is literally done all that automatically. So it's matched up the sizes and the colours and given you a variant for each one. Lets you set individual prices, stock. So you can, there we go, look, we can add an image to that brand, to that one. So that's my answer. So yes, you can. It's in there. The only thought that I've got is where do we do stock? Watch this. Track inventory, yes. Can I do... So alias comes from category 1. SKU isn't filled in, so that might be useful if that was auto-filled. We don't need it. What I want to know is, can we track inventory of variants? So options. Oh, where's my colours gone? Did it blank those out when I saved it? Oh. Size, small, medium, large. Colour, red, blue, yellow, and again I can go red, blue, yellow, apply, save, fingers crossed. Right, okay, manage variants. So yes, straight in. I mean, that to do this in other platforms that I've done is an absolute nightmare sometimes to do this. Obviously there will be some combinations you might not want to have. So I can literally go, don't want that one, don't want that one, don't want that one. I can set an image for each variant. So I'm presuming that will, is that the image from, yeah. So it picks up the ones I've already added. Bloody hell. I mean, this is, guys, seriously impressive that you can do some of this. I can add tags and it will tag them. Wow. Seriously. So additional data, add. Okay, so this must be where they're getting material and care from. I'm presuming if I literally just do that, do values key, I don't know. Is that right? Got to say, what I'd like to see in this, what I'd like to see is a rich builder. So I'd literally like to see a page builder bit at the bottom, because I've got clients in the past that have wanted fairly comprehensive and customized product layouts, and each product has had a lot more information that would allow for. So that would be, and it's beyond this. I mean, it's literally, yeah, could you do a page builder module for each product, put it in? Possibly, but I'd love to be able to build a page builder row at the bottom and just build our own custom description set up at the bottom of that with it, because that would be very, very powerful. So I'm guessing if I save and close that now in my shop, yeah, there we go. Right, so at the moment it doesn't do any of the bits that they had in there by default, which is a bit of a shame. Unless I can allow, I might be able to allow them. I haven't used the badges, which is what that is. I'm not sure what the quick add is. Is that something I can do in terms of a? Because obviously I've not styled any of that, so I could do. Excuse me. So have I got quick add in there? If I do Page Builder Pro, Pages, EasyStore. This is, yeah, I can get it. Quick add. Is it literally that? I feel as if it's a bit more to it than just that, but let's try it. Unless it's in there. Switch to alternate image on hover. Animation. Ah, okay. Okay. So I presume it does do that then. Oh, that just flips it. Theirs doesn't flip, does it? Theirs zooms in. So I can do animation zoom. Where was that other one that I said? That was in the settings, wasn't it? It was flip the image in general. Yeah, see what I mean? I want to go back to general. I'm now going to have to go back to admin. EasyStore settings, and then was it in general? Was it general options, currency, something in there? Products. So I set my shop page up now, so I can say, right, it's that one. Where did I see that? I'm sure, where was the bit that let me zoom in or flip? Was it on there? Was it in Easy? It was in Builder Pro, EasyStore. Is it this? Was it in this one then? Ah, yeah, it was. So save it. Right. Will that mean that one will now zoom in if I hover? It says it should. Well, I'm not sure it does that. Unless I'm missing something on there. And obviously, I can start doing general, border radius, that type of thing. Ah, it's not animation's not. It's not on what I want, is it? It's not on animation, is it? I wanted to do it on there. Obviously, so there is obviously some of that stuff on that they've worked on with. No, nonetheless. So that quick add, I think, yeah, some of that I'm suspect, unless I've missed it. That quick add, for example. Come on, guys, how do we do that? Tell us how we do that. It's not in the documentation, is it? Oops, wrong one. EasyStore, resources, documentation, EasyStore. Have we got quick? No. Oh, payment gateway's paddle. Lots of paddles there by default. Is that new? Must be. So yeah, that doesn't quite give me what that is, but again, I guess by the time you've styled some of that within the standard doesn't work either. What is quick add? Maybe some of this isn't supposed to be in. Anyway, so what's the product like? So there we go. It's my because I've got 0 quantities on all these. So again, I presume then if I do single gallery columns. So look at this one save. I mean, that is such a nice way to be able to do that. I've got my stock levels, I've got my reviews, my title, how many I want. It probably wants to be beneath that, to be fair. That should be there. But I mean, even, let's be honest, it's not done that. It's not done. How have they done that in there? Then come on, guys, give us it to look like that. That there, for example, how have you done it? Tell me how you've done that. I want to know how you've done it. You know, we can style all of these things as in what we need. It changes the stock levels and everything automatically. Can't buy anything. But you know, with a little bit of playing around with the styling of that one, and because you've only got to do it once, you know, you can play with that to your heart's content. And I like how it constrains these images. You can choose all the different size, icon color, out of stock color, transparency. You know, all of that is just to be able to control things and customize this to your brand colors. It's just very, very neat to be able to do that. I presume it does that. That's what's going to do it. Yeah, so it changes the color to be your colors. Again, that as a button you can change. Can you change the style? Icon and text. Hover, normal. Got to admit, I'd like to see that look like the button. I want to style that button. Theirs is like, I want to make it like a normal page builder button style settings in there. Where do I pick the icon up then? Come on. What does an icon look like? Nah. Text and icon, I guess I would probably use on there. Icon and text. But again, you can change the icon color for hover as well. I mean, it's quite neat. There's a lot of little settings in there. I guess in terms of there's a bit of work to do because you don't normally get to do this in a shop. But you can, so why not? Crack on. Can I do ratings? Can I set the colours? I can set the colours on that. You know, so I could have red instead of yellow. So I've got all these down to, you know, your brand colours and everything. Everything on there, the title, the variants, everything you can set up to be your stuff. Separators, you know, do you want that a colon, a line? I think that's quite neat, that. And I can do a colour, I can change that, vary the border radius, the border colour. What does a list variant look like? Active, normal. A lot of stuff. I just do think, I feel like I wanted more. I'm going to do that way around, but is that going to just do that with it? What's it going to do? Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, this needs to be a little bit. I haven't got like a tab or you know, all my social shares and blah blah, but I want, that's not gonna, unless you can put in an accordion. Can I do that? Can I do? No, can I? Let's try it. Put that in there. I've not used Page Builder 5 that much, I'll be honest with you. So how does an accordion? Accordion. What does it do? Let me see what it does. It's not an accordion I want, is it? It's tabs. Where's tabs? Tabs. How do I change that then? Can I put these inside there? I mean, that would be neat, wouldn't it? How do I change that though? It's that one. What do I put in it? How do I put a thingy in it? Remove that one. I want to put specification in there. Does that work? Yeah, I've got to admit, this is, how do I do? So that one's going to be, call this one specifications apply. Right, okay, so I'm going to remove that from there. Specifications remove, but then I'm going to go add elements. EasyStore single description. No, I want specification in there. Product info description. Wow. And then I'm going to do another tab. I'm going to call that one. I'm getting it now, I think. Review. Right. This is this. The more I use this, the more I get used to Page Builder 5. I'll be honest with you, I don't do much with it, but I think I might do from this on. This is easier than 3. So reviews. Really, is that how easy it is? Oh, wow. Okay, quite a neat way of doing it. And again, I can style this, can't I? So I can do all of that. Open lightbox, neat. No, don't work on that one then. Did say that. Let's refresh it. Not let me do that for some reason. I don't know why. Something's obviously not set, but it's there. Maybe it's not worked. Maybe it's not finished yet. But I mean, that's quite nice to be able to do that with it and dynamically fill in the specifications and stuff and reviews, and then style the tabs and whatever else goes with it. Even just a standardized, you know, you've got, you know, a bit of stuff to play with there, to be honest, let's be honest. You know, is what it is. So yeah, I mean that's pretty cool, to be fair. I guess in a way, I mean I've done on that for 50 minutes now, and I didn't think I'd be there for that long doing that, so I think I'll call it a day. But first impressions, yeah, it's got a lot of functionality there, which I think is neat. Has it got things to go? Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel like I want a few things. Let's just see what that's now done to products. No, so it doesn't add. I can't switch the editor on in there. I suspect I've got my editor turned off, so it may well be that that isn't going to do it. I'll tell you what, for the sake of it, let's add some of these in so that I can see what the checkout looks like for you, because I'm sure that is going to be important. So small blue, so add to cart. Neat, okay. Again, all in there. I can add more. Visit cart. So again, fairly neat in terms of style again. Proceed to checkout, continue shopping. We'll go back to the product. Again, continue shopping. What's that going to do? That, to my mind, should go straight back to the shop page, because this is a different URL. And I'm not convinced Google's going to like me very much having multiple non-canonical links to the same content. So I'm going to go to checkout now. What does that look like? Oh, it's because it's got so how, there's a one. How do we do guest checkout? Settings. I want to be able to allow so yeah, how does guest checkout work? I've got logins disabled in my platform, so it might be to do with that. But let's just do it on there. What's it do? So their cart page, again, that's how it looks. Checkout for them looks the same. So what am I missing, guys? You're going to watch this so you can tell me. We've got discounts, reviews, coupons, duration, end date. I don't think, what I haven't got is how many times that coupon can be used. I know in the past they've set a limit, so they can have like the first 10 people to buy with this coupon get it off. Yeah, how do I do checkout without having to log in? What we're doing? Let me just try turning off users, is it? I don't think it should be that though. It shouldn't just take me to checkout. Yeah, I don't really like. How do I check out on it? I don't understand what I've missed. Turn it off for now, because I don't want you guys coming and registering on my website. How do I get around that? What am I doing? Checkout. I suspect, like a lot of the shop platforms, if you don't have a menu item for the checkout, it will component it all. But if you were to add, you can hide this, to be honest, I presume. This would be a test for you. Link type display menu, no. EasyStore, cart, Save and close. So I'm going to go there. It's not going to do it because I've check out. Yeah, what am I missing? I'm missing something on there. Alright, I'll find out and I'll add it to the description of the video when you've all seen it. I mean, I've got checkout. Managing orders. Manually create a new order. Nice. Okay. Customers. Yeah, some of that I'm going to have to ask about. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. Anyway, so there we are. I hope you enjoyed that one. Drop any questions in the comments. I will do my best to get them answered and come back to you. Otherwise, thank you for watching and come back soon.